All right, guys, we're gonna get rolling. Hopefully they show up, so I don't have to Jaeger 2 characters. What happened last week, guys?
Our walls, some of our walls started bleeding, a blood-like substance, and then Deadshot decided to touch it, and it got absorbed into his skin. And then we took it some samples to the lab, or Proxy sent down some samples to the lab for us to study. And then some asshole decided to test what happened under radiation, and got everybody except him exposed to it. So we went into the storage container that holds this zombie black site, and we fought and downed and redowned a bunch of zombies until we eventually found a house that somebody was flickering the lights on, and then when we got in there, nobody was there, and we leveled up to 5.
That was the most efficient session retell I think any of my players have ever given.
You're welcome.
I literally play the 15-minute version of this song because it takes so long for you guys to get through them normally. That was pretty incredible. Did you miss anything you guys want to bring up?
It was the Jeep, but I don't remember. Oh yeah, with the
I got the cassette tape.
Yeah, the cassette tape.
What happened when you guys woke up from resting? Do you remember?
I don't think
there wasn't an event, but you guys noticed something mechanically right before we stopped. Your guys.
Oh, they're fatigued.
Yeah, your fatigue did not reset.
Yeah.
And Crate gained a fatigue even though he resisted it the first time.
Yep. Because I still was exposed because of force.
That asshole with radiation.
Hey, you gotta try things, right?
I mean, I hadn't meant to like make it explode. I had meant to do like cancer treatment radiation on it, like a really tight focused beam of it. But you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could have said you were doing something to anybody. Or put up like protective barriers.
That was fine.
Just in case.
I put it in the container. The container was supposed to maintain it if anything happened, and I had apparently caused the whole container to blow. It was fine. I didn't get exposed. We're okay. Oh yeah, and poor Dyson is in here with us.
That is correct. Dyson came with you guys.
Having to join in.
Whatever. Dyson's been doing things at the computer for you guys. Where would Spider-Man be without that dorky friend he's got at the computer?
Jail.
Fair enough. Do you guys want to let each other know what cool things you got at level 5 really quick? Since that took like 45 seconds to do.
I decided to upgrade my gauntlets with reinforced knuckles. So I get +1 to all of my attack and damage rolls with my gauntlets. And then I, as my racial trait, I got the ability to regrow lost limbs. And I took the ambidexterity talent with my character points.
So you're saying we can pay back on you by just cutting off a leg and making you go without one for a while?
I'm saying that if anything were to happen, like I got bit, I could chop my arm off and be okay. Eventually.
Legend says if you cut off a Novian's arm, it grows into another Novian.
I was wondering if like I chopped myself into a bunch of little bits, if like they would all grow back into something.
No, I don't think so. That would be cool though, but No, unfortunately, there's still people. I bet you, though, if you cut any pieces of yourself off, I imagine they would probably last for longer than like a Gaians would, or most other species would.
Probably.
I have Demystify now because
Someone has to have it.
just kidding. It's a really good thing for this campaign. I also have Grave Whispers in my spell book, so if we need to speak to someone who died, I can talk to them. It does take me 10
Jane
minutes
actually
to
just
cast
does that passively.
Yeah, I talk to dead people a lot. I also took Spell Affinity, which allows me to, when I take it, I pick a cantrip, and anytime I cast that cantrip, I can empower it once for free. I did that on Rapid Linguistics. So, if we ever come across a language that none of us know, I can cast Rapid Linguistics for no essence, and I can read, write, speak, and understand it. Or I could read and write an exotic language, or I could read and write a language for 4 hours.
That could help out a lot.
That could.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had a
being
question
able-
about the multilingual talent. Speaking of languages, can you take that multiple times?
No, you can't take talents multiple times.
Okay. That's kind of what I figured, but I didn't know since it was just learning languages.
Yeah. We probably should put that in the rules somewhere. I don't think it says anywhere specifically we can't.
We should probably also consider making a more expensive talent that gives you a lot more languages for people that just want a bunch of languages.
Mm-hmm.
We'll chat about that.
So for starters, I rolled a 1 on my health.
That's pretty good.
And then I got 1 extra energon charge at this level. So I can shield more times. And weapon surge. So I can empower an attack, slow people, stagger them, blind them, or guarantee at least a partial hit on something.
Nice.
And then species talent or species feature. I am now immune to the charmed condition with service loyalty.
My
Nice.
species trait is I use my mind to put on my armor in half the normal amount of time.
Should probably add times for that to the rules.
I did.
Hey yo!
Yeah, so normally it takes 10 minutes to don heavy armor and 5 minutes to take it off, and then it's 5 minutes to put on light armor and 2 minutes to take off light armor. So for me, it's 5 on, 2.5 off. But I don't have to use my hands for that.
I don't know what the other two got at level 5.
Hopefully it was Demystify.
But I don't think it was, if you want me to be totally honest with you. But Dyson got an increase in essence cap, so they can now cast 2 costs.
Oh, yeah, my essence cap increased too.
They got a couple spells, and they got a new spell code. They took where is it? They took nanite replication, which makes it so when they use their nanite class feature on you guys or an enemy, they have an additional use. Or they and they roll a 1, they get it back, since it's the most likely a failed use at that point.
I think James took that too.
Yeah, it's good.
It is good.
It makes that particular one roll feel less bad. There were a lot of things I almost chose, to be honest. All right. Well, did everyone like their level 5s? Level 5 is kind of considered a tier jump level. Did it feel like a good level?
I don't really feel like I got that much as the Mechanist. I just got an upgrade for an invention.
Jesse's classes stack a little bit heavy early, usually, but I'll let him know that you said that.
I mean, I'm a full caster, so the main thing I got was the
Yeah.
essence cap increase.
Yeah.
But
And I think that's one of the
mad about it.
reasons why Jesse usually has just a single feature on those levels for his classes to make them feel similar. But I will let him know. All right.
I feel like
It's
I
a lot
can
for
be-
Technomancer because they only get a new spell essence like cap increase like once every 4 levels or whatever.
I feel like I have a lot of good situational things for combat anyway. If I need to screw with an enemy on my weapon surge.
All right, then. We pick up in the cabin. You guys have just finished your rest.
Oh yeah, Dyson was knocked out last time, right?
I do believe that was the case.
Yeah, I think
I believe you guys carried him to the cabin.
I think
Yeah,
Shade
they
got them
were pretty much unconscious.
because I was going to use a med kit, but then Shade was like, "Let me just take care of that."
So I think right out of rest I would be checking up on Dyson.
All right. Go ahead and make a trauma check.
I would like to take a look outside while this is happening.
Yeah, go ahead and make an awareness check.
Wait, we took a rest, right?
Yep, you guys took a rest. You made it through the night
Okay.
without interruption. You did definitely hear like movement in the trees and stuff, but it seemed like as long as you guys stayed quiet and as still as you could, the zombies didn't seem to notice you in the cabin.
I think I would like to recast Summon Familiar.
Sure.
Let me look at it again just to make sure if I want empowerments.
I got a 20 on trauma, by the way.
As you come to, you approach Dyson early in the morning as everyone else is like rising and getting their things together. And they kind of groggily awaken. Just to let you guys know, mechanically, Dyson also is waking up with 1 point of fatigue. And they do manage to like kind of use you to pull themselves to their feet. Oh, I am feeling rough. Can we go home now?
I don't think we have a way.
There is still work to be done here.
That
The
too.
mission's not yet complete.
I'm gonna start looking around the cabin for anything that I could possibly start using to make a cassette player out of.
Yeah, make an awareness check.
I would like to cast Summon Familiar. I don't think I'm going to empower it. So I'll summon Raker again.
Oh wait,
keep-
I
I'll
would have
keep it
had
nearby.
severity.
8.
Oh,
Oh, perfect. That was an 8 on trauma, actually.
God.
I forgot about fatigue.
Yeah, and I got a 14 awareness.
I got an 8 awareness because I just rolled horrible.
Hex, you were looking outside, right?
Yes.
Looking outside, it's still fairly dark, and there's still a drizzle running through the trees. But as you look closer, you do see amongst the foliage a little bit farther out, you do still see zombies roaming. And as you're kind of peeking, there's this distinct moment where the hairs on the back of your neck stand, and you hear a hand drags across the glass in front of you as you kind of pull back and close the curtain a little bit more, and another zombie kind of just stumbles past the side of the cabin. So they're definitely like wandering in the area, but you don't notice anything other than you haven't seen any of the big ones or any of the other creatures.
It doesn't seem like they've noticed that we're in here.
No, it doesn't even react to you stepping back.
Okay.
You're fairly certain because it's dark and like the rain. It's entirely possible that like the zombies might have a little bit more trouble than normal, even seeing through the glass, especially because you guys have kept all the lights off. Do you tell him?
Yeah, I would relay that. I'll say, I'll come back to everyone and say, the undead remain outside, though it seems they are unaware of our presence.
Well, then perhaps we should try and remain stealthy as we move forward. And we should not stay here for too long.
I agree.
Looking around, you notice that with the exception of the lamp, this cabin is pretty much entirely devoid of electronics. In fact, there's really nothing in here except the table that had the lamp on it by the window, and then like the toilet in the bathroom, which you test and does not seem to be working. The shower head also won't turn on. The sink, when you turn it, no water comes out. It's almost like this place got like gutted and then just left. Dyson will kind of watch you walking back and forth, and they'll say, what are you looking for?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
I'm looking for something I can use to make device to listen to that cassette tape. Or possibly something I can use to make hold on, shit, what are they called? The noisemaker things that mechanists can make?
Yeah, noisemakers.
Is that what they're called? Noisemakers. We're making noisemakers with.
I don't know about the cassette tape, to be honest, but like if you just need like junk, and Dyson just starts like pulling like random electronics like out of their armor and stuff and like handing it to you, you can just take this stuff. You can definitely make noisemakers out of this.
Cool. I will start making however many noisemakers I can with it. The stuff that he gives me.
How does the feature read?
I have to expend. Hold on, let me pull it up. So I have to spend 30 minutes, 1 energon charge, and basic parts worth 50 credits. And I can make a noisemaker, a comlink, or an energon ammo pack. They stop functioning after 24 hours unless I spend 5 minutes performing minor maintenance on it during that time.
Okay. How long do you guys want to spend here? I know that Creek said like we should probably get out of here as quick as we can. But how much time do you guys want to spend prepping before you leave? Because depending on that amount of time, he can probably make like 3 or 4 fairly in like maybe like half an hour. You just start sticking stuff together.
I mean, I only needed 10 minutes to cast my Summon Familiar.
I'll let him make a couple in 10 minutes. The first 2 are that fast because he's using the best parts. Dyson will kind of nod and say, you know, that's actually not a bad idea. You throw a couple of those out in the woods, the zombies go that direction.
It is the idea.
Hopefully. Unless they sense our flesh, in which case we're probably fucked.
If they could sense our flesh, I believe they might have done so already. I have a hunch that perhaps even a safe house such as this may not be enough to block that power.
No, did you see how big some of those things were?
Oh, if you are concerned, I can throw the noisemaker.
I could always have Rake here drop it somewhere as well.
Will Rake
That would
be
probably
able
be
to
safer.
activate it?
Do they have to be activated right before they're thrown?
I was assuming so. Let's see. The device easily fits in the palm of your hand. You can be activated by you as a quickest action while you are within 60 feet of it. Oh, so I guess I can remote trigger it 60 feet away.
Remote trigger for it.
So you could give it to Rakier, and Rakier could fly it out up to 60 feet and drop it. Or you could give it to Rakier, and you could activate it at 60 feet,
Yes.
and Rakier could fly it farther out.
That is also true. I mean, he'll be up high enough that, assuming these zombies can't jump, which would be terrifying, and if that's the case, then the noisemaker's not going to save our lives.
You don't think you have
something
some
really funny in his head?
hunter zombies in here?
I could see the smile expanding on his face as you said that.
I just pictured Left 4 Dead with all the special zombies that they had in it. Kind of pictured the smoker with it like lashing out its tongue and wrapping around Raker.
I was going to say that one that jumps on you and just starts like
the hunter
face off. Yeah. Ugh.
So is that the plan?
I mean, I'm making as many as I can in the time that they'll allow me to.
Yeah, that sounds like a good option. Hand one off to Rakier, activate it, and fly away. So we can go the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
So Rakier is just going to take one noisemaker. How much time do you guys want to give him? Because, like, if you give him like another 10 minutes, like Rakier could take one, and he could probably like carry a couple with him for later.
Yeah, I mean, I would just give him as much.
Still
time
be less
as he
than
feels
half
he
an
needs
hour
to make enough.
Yeah, give him enough time to make a few.
I'll say if you guys want to spend a half an hour, you get enough junk from Dyson to make 5. So you could give Rakier 1 and then you could take 4.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
That sounds good.
It's hilarious. Just every once in a while from somewhere else in my condo, I hear my brother just like yelling at his puppy.
Is it dark here? Or is there light?
It is dark, and it's raining, and it's inside of a container.
Right.
But you guys haven't really made any checks for that. Other than Deadshot did say in character last week, does anybody else think it's weird that it's raining in here? But then the zombies distracted you guys.
Yes.
While we're waiting for noisemakers to be made, that'd be like a biology check, or
yeah, you can make a biology check. I'd also let you make an essence check here. Are you guys just looking from inside the cabin,
I would not leave the cabin.
Yeah, I think
You
we're not.
you have like windows you could attempt to open and close too.
So I marked down 4 noisemakers on my sheet. If you want to mark
Yes.
down that you have 1 for Rakier.
Sure. Yeah, I think we just stay in the cabin for now until we actually go out. 'Cause
Yeah.
as soon as we go out, we're gonna want to just leave.
Yeah, I would just like do the best I could looking through the window, see if I could figure out what's happening with the rain.
I'll do essence. I mean, I have the same bonus to every check except tech, so I can do any of them.
Hey, me too.
Nice.
Oh. Okay, that's a 4.
I don't think you. Wait, how many levels of fatigue do you have?
1.
I think that's only active checks, but let me make sure.
Oh, I'm on the rules page actually. Let me scroll to it. Oh yeah, just active skill checks. Never mind. That's a 5.
Yeah, you'd have to have 4 levels before you get severity on everything.
Yeah. Okay. Essence check. Hex, you're definitely aware of spellcraft as well as anomalous. Well, not necessarily like anomalous in the sense that like there's no reasons discovered for it, but like weird reasons why like magical or magic based rain could happen like inside of a container or a space that shouldn't normally have like any kind of climate. You're also aware of reasons through magic that there might be like a hovering darkness that doesn't seem to go away, especially when it comes to like void magics and arcane magics. Creek, you're not really sure like how this would be explained scientifically. Go ahead and make an awareness check for me.
So would I assume that either of these, either the darkness or the rain, are fabricated?
Possibly.
Or is it just
if
like...
it's an illusion, it's a really good illusion.
Oh, okay.
It feels very real, but that would be possible.
I see.
I got a 2.
Is that a 2? Yeah, it just looks like dirty rainwater to you on the glass. Its color does seem slightly off.
Oh.
Somebody eat it.
Well, I'd eat if it was chocolate rain.
Deadshot would probably eat it. He touched the goo.
Some may die, but others feel the pain. No? Okay.
Other than that, I'd just be waiting before we left.
Yeah.
During your watch of it, you probably would have eventually noticed that the rain's like color seems slightly off to you. Something about it doesn't seem quite right, but it's hard to like test it in any way, like inside of the cabin. All right, so what's your guys' plan exactly? You're gonna open a window for a Rakier and then try to sneak out the door once Rakier starts flying away.
Well, I think we should have Raker go out, activate it at far away as you can, and then Raker flies off, and then we hang back in the cabin for a few minutes and wait for anything ahead of us to go past.
Okay.
And Raker
All right, go ahead.
it at some point.
And,
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. And is there any other preparatory spells or anything else you guys want to do before you leave the cabin? If you guys are ready, I'm going to have you guys make sneak checks. Just
Is it dark enough that we just wouldn't be able to see normally? Like, is it dim light or is it actual darkness?
It's dark.
Okay. I do have dark vision.
Same.
No, I mean, oh, sorry, I meant the spell dark vision, so I can give someone dark vision.
I do not.
Yeah, I don't either. I could potentially give it to more people, but it would cost more essence if I did that. Let's see if I gave. So you have it. I think James already has dark vision because he's a shadow Averin. Yeah, he does. And then Shade is Gaian, right?
I believe that Shade is Gaian. 1 second, let me check that.
I thought he was
Can you guys see each
Cimmerian.
other's character sheets? Oh yeah, Shade is Cimmerian.
Oh, he is Cimmerian. Okay.
Can you guys see each other's character sheets and
I
stuff?
think so.
I
Okay.
don't think so.
No, I can't.
Yeah, Shade is Cimmerian.
Okay, I don't know if Cimmerians can get dark vision. Okay, so
Does Shade's suit give anything?
that's a good question. I don't think so. I'm gonna check Infiltrator right now.
I thought that infiltrators eventually got like dark vision and heat vision. But maybe
one
that's
of
a
them gets.
specific subclass.
I think one of the subclasses gets heat
Okay.
vision. I don't see anything about vision.
One second.
So I could give the other three of us dark vision. It would cost a quarter of my essence, though. I don't know if that's worth it. If we
Keep in mind that like you have the ability to, like it was definitely limiting your vision, but it's not necessarily like you walk outside and you're immediately blind to your direct surroundings. It's like nighttime darkness.
Yeah.
I think we should go without it for now.
Yeah, I mean, Rakier has dark vision, so he can kind of lead the way.
I also have dark vision, so I could.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
guide.
We can have you and
Follow
Dead
behind
Shot.
the dark vision people.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not going to stealth very well either. So
I
Yeah.
am not going to be very well stealthed in my heavy armor and negative finesse.
Well, that's why I'm having you guys do a sneak check as a group.
Yeah,
Because it's a group DC.
this is gonna be real bad.
I think the only person in the group who is really good at it is possibly our
Shade's very
infiltrator.
good at it.
I got a 1.
Shade's sneaky as fuck.
Well, he could literally turn invisible, so he cheats.
He's also just naturally sneaky. Dyson got a 13, Shade got an 18, and Deadshot got a 12.
I rolled an 8 -1, and then I have severity because of my heavy armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
I rolled a grand total of -4.
Yeah,
Is that the lowest roll we've had yet?
probably.
I got a 2.
I got a 1.
We're sneaky party.
Do I need to make one for Rakier?
First session of the arc, you poisoned the entire squad. Second session of the arc, you dropped the group sneak check. No, you don't need to make... Is Rakier trying to get 60 feet out without being seen?
No, because he's high enough up that, like, if he gets some attention, that's probably fine. Because we're gonna try to get them to
How
follow
high
the
up are you
Noisemaker
putting him?
anyway.
I want you to keep in mind that you definitely saw them spit at least 60 feet last week.
I was going to say, if he flies 60 feet straight up in the air, then that would be the edge of my being able to activate it, and he would be right over us.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can activate it when he's at 60 feet, and then he can keep going.
Right.
While it's
Or he could fly 60 feet in a different direction and then continue flying that way.
Yeah, true.
So that way it's activated a little bit.
Yeah, I'll have it
to
so
us
that
already.
he can activate it when he's at 60 feet, and then I'll have Rakier go 80 feet up and fly in whatever direction we want the noisemaker to go.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make an athletics check for Rakier. You open the window as everyone moves up to the door, and Rakier perches and then launches out into the rain, arcing up and then slowly away from you guys.
And since I have 60 feet of dark vision, I'm going to activate it right as he's about to go out of vision.
Sure. So right as Rakier starts to disappear, you activate it, and the rest of you hear the most annoying electronic jingle start ringing out in the forest. And actually, directly on the other side of the door, you hear, and then you hear the shuffle of feet as you guys sit perched and watched as multiple zombies comb either side of the cabin, coming out of the trees and start to wander in that direction. Rakier continuing to fly away with it. How far do you want Rakier to go?
100 feet? I think is reasonable. Unless we feel like he needs to go further.
I should probably.
How far can the noise be heard from?
30 feet. Well, they have severity. They have severity if they're on listening checks if they're within 30 feet of it. Imagine it can probably be heard further away than that.
Oh yeah, it's making a noise that works like a normal noise for the situation. So even as it starts to get fainter to you guys, yeah, it is pretty quiet other than the drizzle. Even though it starts to get fainter to you guys, you would still see that like the slower ones are continuing to move in that direction because they think that's the direction that whatever making was the noise went in.
Probably 100 or 200.
Okay. So as it starts to get fainter, who's at point? I'm imagining Creek. Creek, you slowly.
I think I was at point because I can see in the dark.
Okay, for sure. You slowly open the door, then Sparks, and you step out. Your party moves around the opposite side of the cabin as the drizzle starts to pour down on all of you, and you see the road leading ahead to the direction that you think the black site was in. Around this time, as you guys start to progress up the road as quickly and quietly as you can, Rakier in the distance does drop the noisemaker and kind of peel up and turn and start to come back in your direction. Hex, though. Rakier is not there yet. Is Rakier a boy or a girl?
He's a boy, Corvarak.
Boy, okay. He's not quite back yet. Shade will kind of like look around at all of you, and then they will also kind of like step around to the side of the party so that they're ready to like cloak just a little bit away, give themselves just a little bit more separation as you guys start to move forward. Did you guys want to just try to stay on the road?
It seems best with the rain from last time.
As you
were mud pits.
As you guys are moving forward, go ahead and make awareness checks for me.
-18.
-1.
-10. Should I do one for Bird Boy?
Yeah, you can do one for Rakier. Rakier does not have. What did you get, Josh? -1?
No, I got
No, that was
18
me.
for the
Okay.
awareness. Creek got -1.
I thought you said -1 again. I was like, oh shit. Uh, as the party's progressing forward, you do notice in the distance as you guys are moving. You make it about a half mile, and you see what appears to be a languishing river with a short wooden bridge rolling over it ahead. And just past that, you see what looks like maybe some kind of like watchtower or like building to the side of the road on the other side of the bridge. You also kind of stop and you open one of your gauntlets and let the rain hit it after they were discussing it and look down at it, and taking a closer look, you kind of like bring it up to your face and shine a headlamp and take a little bit of a closer look at it. There's definitely a red hue to it.
I think it's very bad for us to be in the rain for prolonged times. I think we should maybe move faster.
I would agree. Something about it is off. I have not quite deciphered whether or not if it is an illusion. If it is a very good one.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's red in it, and the blood in the walls was red. And that's what started all of this.
There's definitely something primal at work here. It would be quite fascinating if we were not strapped for time.
Go ahead and make another essence check. So Hex, you would know that powerful sources of essence, they could be objects, locations that are somehow like tainted or imbued, as well as like creatures or things, can have effects that lead to alterations in environments. And they'll usually be alterations that can't really be scientifically explained. This is especially common in things that are related to the void. Because kind of what the void does is it uses psionic energy to replicate material things into like twisted versions of them.
She'll like catch a couple drops on her glove and say, "It is possible that this rain is a chaotic manifestation, most often originating by the void attempting to create what it thinks is right. It's possible this is anomalous in of itself."
I thought the void was like destruction, not creation. What do you mean create what it thinks should be there?
Much of the void seeks to understand as well as destroy or consume. It likes to understand the things it destroys. And sometimes it likes to attempt to recreate these things in order to improve its own efficiency. It is a rather interesting, enigmatic phenomenon. I should like to visit someday.
If the void is trying to understand our lives, could that be the reason for this zombification process? It is merely replicating a facsimile of life.
That is very possible. I would not put it past it.
Could that then be possibly the key to ending this?
Just want to let you guys know I hate this place. Wait, what do you mean? You want to end
There's
it?
beauty. There's beauty to be found in darkness, Dyson.
I miss my popcorn machine.
If we get to base and it is safe, I will make you popcorn machine.
You can do that?
I don't know, possibly.
Damn, that's awesome. Wait, where did we find the kernels?
I didn't say I would be able to actually have popcorn, but
What's the
I'd
point
make
of
the machine.
Shade goes, shh. Dyson quiets down. As you guys are getting closer, you see another of those Jeeps parked outside of a single-doored tower that is shut. It's kind of offset on a hill that runs just down to the bank of this kind of languishing river. It looks like it's probably got like a bottom floor and then some kind of like ladder access to an upper area that's like roofed with an overhang, but is open in the sides. Other than that, you don't notice anybody around or any movement.
Well, someone should probably head up there and get a better lay of the land. Make sure we're going in the right direction.
I guess I can do that since you all are tired. You can take a break and not climb the stairs.
I will send Raker with thee.
I'll go up and try and open the door.
Okay. Go ahead and make awareness checks too. Moving up to the door, you can tell that it's a mechanical lock system. Seems pretty old to you, not unlike the vehicle. When you move to open it, you pull down on the handle, and it pulls down as if it's unlocked. But when you pull towards you to open the door, something is preventing it from opening all the way on the other side. It's basically just like opening a crack. You hear kind of like a whine and then like a clank each time you try to pull on it.
21 awareness.
Jeez. Okay.
I got a -5.
We had a -4, and this system's amazing.
And Raker crit failed. On both dice.
Okay. As the two of you kind of look out into the woods from either side, and you pull on the door, you turn, Sparks, and you kind of look around, and then you look just past them to where the Jeep was, and there's another humanoid in this Jeep. This one is not moving at all, and they appear to be in the passenger seat, just leaned forward against the dashboard.
Guys, there is another person in the vehicle.
Looking through the window, does this Jeep have a tape deck?
No, it does not. It does have a radio though, just like the other one. The figure is a Leonti. They are in what appears to be some kind of very old like jumpsuit uniform. It does not look like your guys' uniforms, like the guy you found. They're leaned forward, and they appear to be basically completely skeletal. In fact, the only reason why you can tell they're Leonti is because you can see the bone ridges where it looks like 3 head fins would have been. You don't notice any other immediate details, but there's no other movement in the actual vehicle. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. Discuss amongst yourselves.
This one's definitely going to attack us. 100%.
Zombie skeleton.
Yeah.
Pretty sure those are just called skeletons at that point.
No, they're entirely different.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting that somebody managed to die here without getting zombified.
Well, they're in the Jeep, protected from the rain. And, I mean, maybe they killed themselves in there.
And they had the jumpsuit. It's an anti-zombie jumpsuit.
I mean, that'd be pretty cool. We just need to get all of you guys those jumpsuits then.
Let me check Grave Whispers real quick. Interesting. So Grave Whispers only works on a corpse that is not undead or shielded from undeath. So
it'll only work on this thing if it is not shielded from
if
undeath.
it's normal dead, yeah.
It's worth a try.
All right, so I
If
guess
we want to open it.
Hey Matthew, I have a question. If so, Grave Whispers only works on a corpse that's not undead or shielded from undeath. If I tried to cast this on this skeleton and it was shielded from undeath and the spell didn't work, would it still spend the essence, or would I just not be able to do the spell?
should probably make it clear in the rules.
Yeah.
As a narrator, honestly, like usually in those situations, I'll tell you like as you start to cast, you're like sensing that it won't work, and just so you can
Okay.
back. What exactly does it say though?
It says, while the spell is active for a minute, I can touch a lifeless creature's body to grant it a limited amount of sentience until the spell ends. The corpse must not be undead or shielded from undeath.
Okay. You want to try to do it? Have you guys decided if you're going to open it yet or not yet? I'm going to turn off my camera for just a minute because my dinner showed up late, and I don't want to mac down on fries in front.
No, we were just thinking of options, and I remembered I just took that. It's in my spell book, so it would take me 10 minutes to cast if we feel like we have that time. Also, I would have to touch this thing, and while Hex is super hella on board with that, it may not be the best idea.
Oh,
In fact, I don't think touching anything in this entire everything is a good idea.
Why don't we just have somebody open the door and I'll throw a rock at it? Science.
It may be good to test whether this skeleton has any amount of life left in it.
Let's do a very light tap on the window.
No reaction from the skeleton.
Well, Sparks, do you want to start climbing up?
The door is blocked with something. Maybe he has key or way to open it. Is there, if I look at the tower, is there a way to possibly climb up the outside of it?
You could definitely try to Assassin's Creed this tower. It's about 50 feet high to the opening, and it's definitely not designed to be climbed. So it would probably, unless you have a way to clear the entire space, you're probably looking at least one athletics check.
It's about 50 feet high, you said?
Yeah.
Could I possibly activate my jump jets, and then those give me a fly speed of 20 feet, but I just like kind of support myself on the wall?
I'd probably still make you make like either an athletics or an acrobatics check, but you could try to do that. It would probably be easier than you just trying to straight climb it.
Okay. I'm just going to try and straight climb it first.
Okay, sure.
And then if that fails, I'll try the Try the jump jets.
So you kind of watch them all like trying to decide what to do about the Jeep, and then you just run back to the tower and start trying to climb.
Yeah. Oh, good. I rolled great. Athletics, that would be a 7.
Are you the jump jet subclass or the gauntlet one?
I am the generalist one.
Oh, okay.
You get like 3 or 4 handholds. You get up about 10 feet, and then you lose your grip, and you're able to like break your slide back down. You don't take any damage or anything, but you do end up like back at the bottom. As you kind of climb up, and then you catch that ledge, and then you like call out a little bit, and then kind of grip as you're trying to slide down. It does make some noise as you hit the bottom. You hear from the top of the tower.
Seems like there is company up there for me. I'll spend an energon charge and activate my jump jets.
Also, I can only do it 30 feet away, but I can teleport you 5 feet if need be. So if you can't quite get up there, I might be able to boost you a little bit, but I don't know how high up this actually is. Oh, wait, it was 50
He
feet?
said it was 50 feet.
Oh, okay. I could increase the casting range. Yeah, just for added flexibility if we need it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try and climb with the jump jets here and see how
Sure.
that goes.
I'm going to give you opportunity on the check as well, because you have the jump jets.
Oh, good. Get to add an extra d4 to that, because that roll was shit again. Okay, that wasn't bad. 13.
Okay. It takes you a couple jet boosts, but eventually, if you want, you've kind of set yourself in a position, and you would be able to like reach up and grab the edge and pull yourself up.
Okay, I'd like to reach up, and then I kind of actually just like to hang there for a second and call out and see if I can lure the zombie over, and then grab him and throw him over the edge.
Assassin's Creed him over the edge.
Exactly.
Sure. Yeah. All right. You call out and you hear, and you do see 2 like gangly, rotted arms kind of like reach over in your general direction as the zombie's like looking out, trying to figure out where the noise is coming from.
Okay, I'll just jump up real quick and grab onto a shoulder or a shirt or something and just try and chuck him over the edge.
Make a fisticuffs check. You have opportunity because it did not know where you were.
Awesome.
And I rolled a 5.
Okay, good. I rolled much better than that. I rolled a natural 16, so that's 21 plus a d8, 27.
Yeah, you easily pull it off, and it as the rest of you turn away from the Jeep, and you see this zombie fall the 50 feet and slam into the ground. Dyson goes, "Oh shit," and runs up and pulls the pistol and just fires like 3 rounds into the mushy head. The body just kind of twitches. Whew. You know what they say, triple tap, and then they fire like 3 more times into the back.
You should save your ammo.
Oh, right.
I'm gonna extend a blade and dice the pieces. Dice it into pieces.
Sure, yeah. So Creek
Dyson.
starts cutting the zombie up. You're gonna pull yourself up into the tower.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make an awareness check for me. This will include you kind of like looking out and around everybody from.
15.
All right. Looking around the tower, you see leaned up against the wall what appears to be a newer, if not very, very modern sniper rifle. covered in a layer of dust with its shoulder, its shoulder brace kind of like broken, like maybe it got like torn or cracked. And next to it, you see what looks like a zipped duffel bag. There's a hatch in the center of the tower that is closed with a bar shoved through it. But there's no other. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. And then just across on the other side of that hatch, so on one side of this kind of like circular top, there was the sniper rifle and the duffel bag. You see the corpse of what appears to be a Gaian facility agent. Their head leaned down, a pistol in one hand, and a hole through the side of their skull.
Okay, and I'll just like kind of knock on the ground and see if he responds.
No response.
Okay, I'll go pick up the sniper rifle and then start looking through the duffel bag while they're doing whatever they're doing on the ground.
Unzipping, as you move to the zipper to start unzipping the duffel bag, it starts to move inside.
I will leave the duffel bag alone and just grab the sniper rifle. And then move to the hatch and see if I'm going to try and listen at the hatch.
Sure. Make one more awareness check for me.
20.
You don't hear anything.
Okay, I'm going to try and unbar it and open it up.
Okay. You slide the bar out and you pull up one side of it. Looking down, you see a winding staircase along the wall ascending up to this hatch where there's a ladder running down about 5 feet to the top of it. And you see the entire staircase, as well as like the inside of this tower, is broken and charred. And there's several burned corpses throughout it. Like there were a bunch of people in here and somebody like opened it and firebombed it and then just tried to seal it shut.
Gotcha. I'm going to go search the facility agent then.
Okay. All right. Moving back to the facility agent, there's the pistol. In his pack, you find 2 reloads for the sniper rifle and 2 reloads for the pistol. The pistol itself looks like it actually may need some work to be functioning again. It's just like worn down from not being used. And it looks like it has some scratches on it, like maybe the zombie had broken it somehow or attacked it.
You said I found 2 clips for the sniper?
2 clips for the sniper.
Okay. I'm running out of room in my inventory box. I'm going to start using one of these other boxes. Okay. That's all I got for up here.
Okay. As while all that was happening, was there anything else you guys were doing below? Or were you just waiting?
Just keeping watch.
Deadshot's gonna walk up to the Jeep and say, "So are we searching the inside or?" I don't know how to RP James's character. I'm gonna do my best.
Well, let's look in and see if there's anything without opening it first.
You already looked in. You didn't see anything noticeable other than the skeleton, but it was pretty dark.
I'd like to test something.
Sure, what do you want to do?
So I have species trait that lets me basically do small scale telekinesis on objects.
Sure.
I would like to try it on like the skeleton's like arm or its head. Because it's not a living creature anymore, I feel like maybe it almost. Sorry,
I'm gonna-
did you hear me?
You broke up a little bit. I'm going to
okay.
say that the head is probably too heavy for you to manipulate. But you could like probably lift the hand and drop it.
I'm gonna try that. Mostly I'm doing it to see if this thing has any life in it because I know I can't manipulate something that's living.
Its hand lifts and falls, but there's no reaction from it.
Well, this skeleton seems to have no semblance of life left within it. Perhaps it will not stop us if we decide to search the vehicle.
Well, then let's see if it's open. I'm gonna try and open the door.
Yeah, it opens. Opening it, go ahead and make an awareness check because you kind of like lean in the ground. Deadshot keeps their arrow trained on it.
6.
So one thing you notice is that this Leonti also, you don't technically know this because he hasn't come down yet, but this Leonti also has a bullet hole through their skull. You don't see the weapon or anything. On the back seat of the Jeep, however, you do see what appears to be like a rifle-sized weapon case, like kind of like one of the ones that you would hold like a briefcase.
I'll grab it.
You grab it and you pull it over the front seats. Yeah. Snapping it open. Inside, you see a shotgun with an unfolding stock, and what appears to be like an extra reload's worth of ammo.
Does it look in decent condition?
Yeah, it actually looks relatively untouched. If anything, it's just dusty. It's just been in there a long time. It does look pretty old. Like this is like legit like shotguns like in modern times in this setting are like clip loaded and stuff, and this is one where you would turn it and you would load the shells in one by one.
So it's like a pump action shotgun?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we have an extra weapon. Looks like, just in case. I notice anything else in the Jeep?
No, you didn't notice anything else. Okay. The glove compartment was closed, and the body's leaning on it. But that's the only like other compartment to check other than like the truck bed. It does have like one of those like small truck beds off the end of it.
I'll peek in the bed of it.
Okay. You would notice as you walk around to the back, you would notice Shade is already at it, and he has actually pulled down the lip, and he just kind of lifts back a tarp, and you see like 3 wrapped, burned corpses inside, and then he drops them again. Interesting. What does it mean? The head wound. It didn't turn, or it turned, and for some reason it's not still active. Eventually, these things die somehow.
Perhaps the bullet was made of a material that stops the process? Like the legends of lycanthropes and silver.
Interesting.
Or perhaps they were never infected to begin with, and
He
decided
nods.
to end themselves before they were.
He nods and says, "Yes, I had a thought. What if you die before the essence feeding begins? Mm, maybe it's possible that you can't be turned if you've already been killed. It has to be a process that happens as you die."
Or as one lives.
You're creeping me out a little bit.
Well, for that,
It's almost like you like this.
Well, we have noticed that our exhaustion has not left despite resting. Perhaps this is all part of the process. Perhaps we are experiencing the first stage as we speak.
well, if we do need to test it, we have one candidate. I just glance up at the tower.
Indeed, we do.
I'm confused. What exactly are we proposing?
Oh, if we wanted to test if dying before being infected, we have one person who we could test that on.
Dyson's gonna kind of squint and look around at each of you as you guys see Sparks jetpack back to the ground with what he's grabbed. You left the duffel bag up there, right?
Yeah, I probably left the duffel bag up there if it was still moving around.
Yeah, it was moving around. There's like 5 unique artifacts in there. No, I'm just kidding. Dyson turns and looks at you, Sparks, as you hit touchdown on the ground. So we had a thought. We want to test something. Can you shoot yourself in the head real quick?
I don't think I want to do that, no.
We just need to see if you're going to turn or not.
Maybe later.
Yes,
You're the
we
one who's
have a
always
head-
wanting to experiment.
We have a hypothesis that perhaps one who is not infected may not be turned after death.
I mean, it makes sense that somebody would have to be infected in order to turn into whatever this causes. Have we tried destroying one of the brains of any of the zombies we've killed yet?
Well, the pieces that I've cut off just keep moving.
Right, but have we fucked with the brain at all?
I assume I diced up the head of the one that you threw over. So probably.
Yes.
Is that one still moving?
I mean, yes.
The
The
pieces
head,
are-
the head is pretty much mush, but like the arms that you cut away are still trying to move around, and so are the legs. And the torso is like twitching and shifting on the ground.
Yeah, I just glance at that, and then back to you, Sparks. I don't
Well,
think it has much of an impact, destroying the brain. At least on
maybe
the body.
maybe it's possible if you destroy the brain as before it dies from whatever process this is.
You guys have already tested beating, like putting them down permanently by just destroying a brain after they had turned, and it did not work. Things kept getting up, even in the fight.
Right, so maybe destroying the brain before they turn.
It's possible. Deadshot will nod, and he'll say, "I've been thinking about it. It might also be possible that whatever the corruption is that feeds on the essence only feeds on it in a living state. If the thing is already dead, then the essence doesn't have what it's looking for."
Does anybody have any way to resurrect somebody?
Not yet.
Dyson looks around. I'm not a prelate. You
One
can
does not need to be a prelate to resurrect the dead, Dyson.
you can resurrect somebody.
Unfortunately, I cannot. I am not quite that far in my studies yet.
Are you one of those creepy entropomancers? Ones that just like play with dead things all the time?
Entropy piques my curiosity, but it is not my focus of study.
I'm surprised. You seem pretty morbid.
Indeed, I am.
Like a cool morbid, though, like a smooth morbid.
I find death to be quite fascinating. Even more fascinating is what happens beyond it.
I was going to suggest that maybe if somebody's infection starts getting too bad, we could try to kill them, see if it ends the infection, and bring them back to life with a resurrection spell, but that seems like a moot point now. Anyway, I'll hand the sniper to Shade. Go. You can probably make more use of this than I can.
Deadshot's gonna look at you. You know my name's Deadshot, right?
Yeah, I've never seen you use a gun before, though. Do you use guns?
I mean, I know how to use a gun. Shade takes their sniper rifle. I'll take this.
Okay, here are the extra clips for it.
Thank you.
Well, do you want a shotgun, Deadshot?
Let me check Deadshot stats real quick. I would not be very good with one of those. It's fine. I'll hold on to my bow. I'll take the shotgun. Dyson smiles at you.
I'll give it to Dyson.
Nice. This is old-fashioned. I like it.
It's possible it is quite loud. We might refrain from using it until our situation improves.
Oh man, could you make noisemakers out of this thing? Oh, we should make noisemakers that explode. Dyson starts taking notes on their tablet.
Are the shells labeled? Like, is it a like a large slug or pellets?
They look like slugs. Dyson will kind of like strap it to their back and lift up their belt, and they'll run their hands across their belt as kind of like a small swarm of nanites clouds around and becomes loops on the belt, and then they'll like start putting the extra rounds in it.
Well, Sparks, did you see which way we should be going? Are we going the right way?
I mean, we've been headed towards the facility this
What
whole
did you get
time,
at the
right?
top?
At
You guys are
21.
fairly certain you were. Yeah, you actually did see the squared walls of the facility compound in the distance. You would have noticed that they stood about 10 feet high, and lined along the top of them appeared to be either like some form of like barbed wire. You also would have noticed an entrance off an opening on the road that was a large double-doored gate that was shut.
Yes, we are headed in the right direction, but the gate is shut currently. But the wall is not too high. I could probably fly us all up and over it.
Well, then we should keep moving.
Tyson will nod. Yep, and I've got a shotgun now. Can you make me a silencer? Can you make me a silencer for this, Sparks?
Possibly. I don't think I have enough good supplies right now to make a long-lasting silencer. I could maybe make a silencer that would last for a shot, maybe two.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll make a tape deck and then we'll make a silencer, but a good one. That one's shitty. Tyson starts to walk down the road. Shades just kind of rolls his eyes and follows.
Let's go.
All right. Progressing forward through the rain, you do eventually, after about another 250 feet, you do eventually come to an area where you see the road opening into like a large circular space carved away in the forest. And you see one side, the front entrance of this walled black sites. Just over that wall, as you're coming down the slope of the road, you would see a couple of building tops, as well as what appears to be watchtowers in each corners, set like kind of into the walls themselves. Out front of this sealed gate, you guys see several jeeps and vehicles crashed and totaled, and you also see just off to the side a large pile of burned bodies. Like at least a dozen, but probably more.
That was inside or outside the gate?
That is outside of the gate. It appears that there was some kind of large fight outside of the gate.
Okay.
And a bunch of bodies were burned, and then the gate was sealed. Additionally, as you guys get closer, you do notice that on a couple places on this front wall, there are actually bodies, also jumpsuited, most likely Leonti, hanging, stuck and trapped as if they were struggling through the wires to try to get back out over the walls. Like they're facing out into the forest. And they just like bled out or slashed themselves to death.
So they're like climbing through razor wire or something?
Yeah, like they were trying to climb over the wall, but they couldn't. They weren't able to do it in such a way that they could avoid the wires, and then they just didn't make it out.
I would recommend that if we try and go over, I'll just fly everybody up and over the wire.
You guys don't want to try the door? I'm just thinking here. A couple things. One, we might need to make a quick escape. If we can get those doors open, maybe I can get a vehicle inside working while you guys look around.
Also, if we get the door open, which will allow other things to come in after us.
True. But if we know we can open it, then we can close it behind us and open it again, right?
True.
You picking up what I'm putting down? You know what I'm talking about.
Let's see
We
if
can try
get it
to open door.
Oh, Creek's really strong. He's got this. Go for it, Creek. This is a huge door. It's definitely meant to keep things out.
Perhaps by means that aren't trying to break it first. So that we might still utilize the lock.
I would guess the opening mechanism is probably on the inside.
Oh, good point.
Well, you could fly us over, and we could check from the other side.
Great. I will spend an energon point to activate my jump jets again. And I really hope we don't get in a fight because I'm running out of that shit. And I will fly me and Creek over. And then I'll just start flying other people over, so in case we can't get the door open, I don't have to activate my jump jets the second time.
Okay. You pick him up. You kind of have
real quick, just for resources' sake. I could summon something that flies. If you wanted to save a charge.
I still have 2 left, so it's not the end of the world.
I can also get over. I can just jump over it. Just saying.
Thou can jump that high.
Well, I have. They lean into you. I have to cast a spell too, but it's just for me.
I see.
I mean, my jet lasts for a minute anyway, so I can just get everybody over.
It would
If
look
all
pretty
I'm
cool
doing
if
is
I just.
focusing on ferreting people over.
All right, fine. You go.
Do what thou will, Dyson.
I'll save my spells.
Okay, I'll fly over Creek first, and then I'll start.
You're just gonna start ferrying everybody while Creek looks around.
Yeah.
You drop Creek on the other side of the gate. Creek turning to look at the gate as he kind of immediately jumps back over. You do see that there are large mechanical gears that have kind of sewn in these 2 large blockers on the other side of the doors, keeping them from opening in. Next to the gate, there is a small box, like almost like booth. The door is closed, and you see that the window is cracked and broken, but like a heavy tarp has been layered on the inside, so you can't actually see in.
I would try and listen inside that small room. Like get up close to the tarp and just listen in.
Okay, make an awareness check.
$18.
You do hear something inside. It's a soft whoosh of air, and then occasionally, almost on the same time increment, you hear following it a soft metal click.
That's repeating?
Yep. The time interval is almost exact every time. As you're listening to this and you step back deciding what to do, Sparks, you come back over. Who are you bringing over next?
I will bring over. I guess Dyson would probably be the next most technologically minded person, other than me and Creek. So I'll bring over Dyson next.
Okay. Dyson lands softly on the ground and says, "Thanks." Oh, they walk up next to you, Creek. You think the controls are in there?
I think so. But I'm hearing something.
Dyson kind of leans in and listens as Sparks jumps back over. What is that?
I don't know.
Zombie? A whooshing zombie?
I'm gonna tap the tarp that's hung up in the window.
You don't hear anything else, just the same repeated noise.
Then I would try and pull it down so I could see inside the room. Like, grab a chunk of it and pull it out of the window.
Okay. You pull it up and out, and you lean in. You see an empty room with a console and monitor that is currently black. And then on a side table, kind of facing in the direction of the desk seat, a small desk fan that's just kind of orientating back and forth with a click every time it changes directions.
Well, there's still some power at least.
Yeah, man, these generators must be epic. The facility's so cool. Sparks lands, dropping down. Who are you taking next?
Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom, but I just messaged it. Deadshot would be next, and
Okay.
then Hex, and then Shade for whenever I get back over the wall, in case I'm
Sure.
not back.
I'm just going to say that you've kind of gotten them all over by the time you're back, so go ahead and use the restroom.
Okay.
Leaning in, do I see any obvious, like, gate controls? Or does it look like it'd be controlled through like a computer system with the dead monitor? Or the, at least off monitor?
You definitely see like a keyboard and a mouse. The monitor itself, it doesn't. It appears dead. You can't tell if there's a power issue or not, and the console is also off. But like all the cabling and everything looks intact. It's just covered in dust and very old. The keyboard's got several missing keys on it as well.
Well, I'd imagine that its gate opens from this console.
Should we try to... I might be able to get out of the way. Dyson pushes you out of the way and sits down at the computer, starts like fidgeting with it, and then turns back and looks at you. Yeah, I'm gonna need to do some IT stuff. Give me a few minutes. And they turn back to it and keep working on it. Under their breath, you hear them muttering to themselves, like random like IT person comments as they're like trying to figure out what all the problems are.
I would just step out into the... Is it like a courtyard on the other side of the fence?
As you step out, you see the rest of the party land on the ground, and as all of you kind of like turn to look at what exactly is inside the walls of the black site, let's take our break there. Okay. You guys want to get back in this?
No.
Okay, well, session over. Everybody have a great night.
All right, have a good night, guys. Bye.
Shane called it.
Yep, I called it. I have the power, yeah.
Successfully get everybody over before we ended.
Yes, and you guys are now making awareness checks, if you have not, to look at your surroundings inside. They found a small. They found like a small like.
Never mind. That is not a 7. That is a 1. That is a 6.
They found a small booth station by the door that had a old computer console in it that was having some issues, and Dyson is inside of there, like trying to fix it to see if they can get the door open. All right. So, looking around inside of the walls, all of you see the following things, just outright, no matter your roles. Each of the corners of the walls has its own watchtower. They're very similar in design to the one you found on the road, although they're about 20 feet taller. And they have double door entrances with a larger inside, it looks like. But other than that, like the general structural design is similar. They have open tops. You can't immediately tell like how many of them, which ones are accessible or not accessible. Sorry, one sec. Lots of shit going on. So inside of the walls, besides those four corners, you guys see a long rectangular building. It almost looks like a longhouse off to the right side of you. And then scanning towards the center, you see back against the wall, offset of what appears to be a main central building that is not as long, but wider and more square than the longhouse. You see a separate third building, also square in design, that isn't attached to either of the other two. Each of these buildings are separate from each other with ground space in between. That one is considerably smaller, like maybe a fourth of the size of the central one. And that one you noticed appears to have a radar tower, like up and like out, sticking out, or it's like more like a radar unit. It's not like a full climbable tower, but it's got like a large dish on it.
I would like to probably make my way over to that while Tyson's fucking with the door.
Dyson's gonna peek out and say, I'll leave my comms open. And I'll try not to break this in frustration. They dip their head back in. You hear them like curse at the keyboard. And then they continue like working on things. Deadshot's going to kind of look around also. Creek, you notice that the two watchtowers that are in the closer corners, one of them, the double doors appears to be shut. And the other one, it actually appears to have been it appears that those doors were have had sheets of metal smelted to like keep them sealed. like somebody like went to work on it to try to like seal it up as much as possible.
Okay.
You're not sure about the back towers. You also notice that the Longhouse building, it has a central door on the end that's facing out towards your guys' side of the compound that is wide open. In fact, you're not even sure if there's actually doors on the hinges.
And it's all dark in there.
Yeah, you don't really see anything immediately. You'd have to get closer. You also notice that behind the main building, kind of like tucked into the opposite corner from the building with the dish, you notice that there appears to be a ramp that is very subtly dipping down into the ground, but you can't tell where it leads because it's like running below the surface. But it's a pretty large ramp. Like you could drive one of the Jeeps down it.
I think I would like to walk the courtyard to see what I
Sure.
can see around, like the edges of the wall.
Shade's gonna nod. Well, you shouldn't go check out that building with the dish alone. Sparks, I'll head with you.
Great.
Hex, how you feeling? Deadshot's gonna kind of pause and look at everybody and say, do you want me to stay here and watch Dyson?
Perhaps it would be best for someone to stay with them.
I'm not really necessarily worried about the zombies, but Dyson may somehow find a way to kill themselves.
Indeed.
He'll nod. I'm gonna take a perch. And you'll see him move to the building that Dyson's in and kind of like walk around the side of it. And he finds like a stack of crates and kind of like huffs up them and then gets on the flat roof and kind of like kneels down with the bow out. Our comms are open.
So where is everyone else going?
It's Sparks and Shade. We're gonna go towards the back of the compound where there appears to be like a building with a dish. They're hoping to maybe, I would imagine, use it to establish some kind of communication.
Yeah.
Creek is gonna like walk the compound walls, correct?
Yeah, like
And
catch
just kind of
different
like
angles and see what I can see
yeah,
throughout.
sure.
I'll go with Creek just so that nobody's alone. It's probably for the best.
All right. Which party do we want to start with?
Dyson's.
Okay. You guys don't know what happens with the two of them while you're gone. What party next?
Dyson.
Okay.
The courtyard.
Josh as Sparks and Shade are heading. Oh, we separated the S's. As Sparks and Shade are heading to the building with the dish, go ahead and make another awareness check for me. What'd you get? 16. Okay. She got a 20. As you guys get just past the main building and you've got about another 80 feet to clear to the building with the dish, Shade will kind of reach out and put a hand on your shoulder and say, shh. As you see passing from behind the longhouse at the opposite end of the longhouse to the right, you see a single zombie kind of and kind of slowly start walking in the general direction of the same building.
The building that we're going to.
Yes. I can probably take it out quietly if you give me a moment. Shade'll pull the nanite smith shank from its sheath and kind of like start to slowly move forward. As that's happening, you kind of scan the area. You notice a couple things. You notice another pile of charred bodies. It's directly behind the main house, only about 20 feet away, in a spot of like clearly blackened ground. The pile is much larger, though. You're looking at like somewhere between 30 and 50 bodies, charred and burned.
Okay. I'm going to be thinking to myself that probably should have just let the zombie go past since they seem to come back up anyway. But then I'll start thinking somebody had to have survived whatever happened here to burn all of the bodies, at least for a little while.
As you look at that pile and then you turn back, you see how do you want to do this? You see Shade sink the nanite smith dagger into the back of its skull, causing its body to go to slump, and then he pulls it out and kind of like lowers it softly to the ground and like quickly motions for you to run for the door. And then he sinks in a couple more times to try to keep it slowed for as long as possible before he dashes after you.
Okay. I'll run for it.
Sure. When you reach the door, it appears to be locked. The handle doesn't turn.
I will just try and... Are there any windows?
You don't see any windows on the front. Do you want to like run around the walls?
I'm just going to try and break open the door.
Sure. Okay. Just make an attack roll.
17.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of wind back, send just an incidental charge through the gauntlet and punch it, and it kind of cracks and bends and then pushes open. Stepping in, you see a single, about 150 square foot room in front of you, and it is just full of electronics and equipment.
This room looks like exactly what we are looking for.
Yes. I know a thing or two about tech. What's our first order of priority?
We either start trying to boost communication signals to maybe get a hold of the ship again, or we can start trying to make a cassette player to listen to what this thing has on it, so that we maybe have some more information to report.
No offense to the tape, but I think I'll work on trying to establish something with proxy.
I agree. That should probably be the first order of business.
Go ahead and make a tech check for me, an awareness check.
Tech check. Okay, that is different. Tech check is 16, and awareness is 15.
Okay. A lot of this tech is very old. In fact, some of it is so old that you're not entirely sure how it works because it's basically archaic to you. Like there's several like cables that you're pulling that like you know, like you pull something that's like running on like a micro USB and you're like, what is this like port even do? Like why is it shaped like this? But you kind of like start trying to piece things together, and eventually between the two of you, you do find a main board. It does look like the generator that's powering either this entire compound or the individual generator that's powering this building. You're not sure yet if it's a shared power source or like multiple power sources, but whatever this power situation is, there is some power in this building. You're noticing some boards have some like red emergency lights on and that kind of thing, but it's very weak. So when you start to boot things up, there's a distinct crackle and then it kind of powers back down again.
We may need to possibly figure out the energy situation first.
Shade kind of looks around the chamber and says, it's possible with some time you and I could get something up and running for this building at least, but I wonder if there's a central power we could boost. The whole compound?
That's what I'm hoping for, personally.
He'll nod his head and he'll point out the windows to the watchtowers for you, and you'll see that on certain sections of the walls and the watchtowers there are several spotlights. And he'll kind of look at them and he'll say, we should be careful though. If these systems were automated, we don't want everything coming to life. It'll be like a festival in the middle of the woods. Everything will come for us.
We could try to make sure we disconnect them from the power, just in case.
He'll nod. Well, I'll walk the outside of the building. Do you want to see if you can throw together something temporary, at least get this board running?
I'll do what I can.
He'll nod and walk back to the door and kind of disappear outside. Go make a mechanics check for me.
Okay. That would be 24.
Okay. All right. You're fairly certain that you can get this board powered enough to be running, so you can at least see what all it's capable of in the next like 20 minutes or so. You are going to have to sacrifice some materials that you would normally save to like make little tools and stuff, but
yeah, that's fine.
It's actually entirely possible that you got a 24. I'm going to say that you're honestly going to be able to scramble almost everything you need just from what's around you, because this is just kind of like a garbage bin of technology heaven to your kind of person.
Nice, I like it.
So you start like grabbing cords and like tying them together and like, all right. Creek, Hex, go ahead and make awareness checks as you guys start to walk the wall.
Five. Oh.
-5.
Third or fourth negative roll this game.
That's the third.
Super interesting. It's just a rough night for rolls. All right. As you guys are walking along, do you start walking like left, like clockwise, or counterclockwise? Just out of curiosity, so I know how to order things.
Well, where was the... Like, so we had the gate. Where was the little gatehouse? Was that on
So
the
if
right
you're
or left of
facing
it?
into the compound from the gate, that was like directly to your left, just inside of the gate, like almost attached to the wall.
Okay,
And
so
then
from where...
looking down towards the center, you see the main building, and to the right of it is the longhouse. The building they went to is in between those two, behind it. And the ramp was behind the main building, but to the left side.
I think I would have gone to the left side then.
Sure.
Walking that
Okay,
way.
so you're walking the leading up to that is like the biggest area of open space in the compound.
Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of navigate to the left past the building. You still hear Dyson inside like cursing about like fixing things. The first thing you guys come upon is close to the watchtower in that corner, which is the one that was welded shut essentially by scrap. And just before you reach that, closer to like the center area of the left side of the compound, you notice a large circular object just kind of jutting out of the ground. Walking a little bit closer, you guys realize that it is a well.
Is there a rope and bucket attached anywhere?
There is. It's actually a crank unit, but the crank piece is missing.
Is the rope already down in the well?
It does appear to be down in the well.
And I just start slowly pulling the rope up?
Yeah, you'd be able to reach out and just try to pull it up. Reaching out, you grab the rope and start to pull. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Nine.
It's actually pretty heavy. When you try to pull without the crank to offset the weight, you barely even get it to budge with that roll. That being said, it's definitely attached to something.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't get that up, but let's look down. Shine a light down.
Okay. You shine a light down towards the bottom, and you see it goes well over 100 feet deep, probably close to like 150, before you see a kind of damp bottom of rocks, and you see that the end of the rope is attached to the vest of a body that's just kind of slumped in the bottom. Go and make an awareness check. Hex, you can't do if you're looking down.
Zero.
Bad 0. Hex, you definitely noticed a distinct glint off the body. Peering closer with the light, you see the glint like comes off the vest. You're not sure what that's from, but you also see that like on the one of the left breast side of this person's vest is hanging kind of like loose from a cracked pulley, like little like vest pulley is a key card.
There seems to be a key card of sorts on this one. Something tells me we may need it.
Every video game I've ever
Well,
played tells me we're going to need this key card.
Well, I don't think I can lift this up at my current state anyway. Perhaps we have informed the others to get help.
How far down is it?
It's about 150 feet.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, it is a well.
Well.
I think they honestly usually have to go deeper than that.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything that can help. Well, I do have a flying creature I could summon that could probably lift up the whole body, but I don't know.
How big is it?
It's medium-sized.
Okay. It would be awkward for it, but it could try to fly down the well and fly the body back up.
Can I have Rakier fly down there and just try to grab the key card?
Definitely.
I'm gonna try that. I'll just kind of whistle for him.
Okay. Rakier lands on your shoulder.
Rakier, would you mind going down and fetching that key card? Keep an eye out.
Rakier kind of cocks his head at you and then nips you with his beak and dive bombs into the well. Go ahead and make a fisticuffs check for Rakier.
Let me see what his bonus is. Finesse 2, fisticuffs 1, so plus 3.
And make a sleight of hand.
Oh god, okay. Well, here's his
Sorry.
Okay. Oh my god. You said sleight of hand?
Yes. You're having a rough night.
Dude,
The dice gods are.
Last session too.
You're in an orange
God.
an RNG rut. Wow. Yeah. So Rakier, how much health does Rakier have?
Not a lot.
How much is not a lot?
6.
Okay. Rakier dive bombs down as Creek kind of like turns the light up and looks around, and then as he peels it back down, you see Rakier like spread his wings as far as he can to like try to just hover and snatch, and the body turns with a moan and grabs him out of the air and pulls him into its chest as it bites into his head, tearing it off the body.
Hex looks more unfazed than she should. And she'll say, it seems this creature down there is very much alive in some form.
Well, perhaps we come back for it then.
Indeed.
All right, you guys are just gonna keep walking now.
I mean, I don't think I have a better way of getting.
That's totally fine. I'm just making sure before we move on. Oh man. All right. Continuing along the wall. At the center of the wall, the left wall, you guys actually find a small circular divot that is about 10 feet wide in space, but it only goes at its like highest point about 2 feet off of the ground, and it's actually graded. And if you kind of kneel and you look, you can see through the bars to the other side. So there's just this one point in this wall designed for like water that's flowing out down the hill if like the center of the compound gets rained out or whatever. That is actually kind of like a compromised opening if you could find a way through the bars.
Does it look like there's anything on the other side right now?
No, you don't see any movement or anything, and the bars are unhindered, but you definitely notice that it's like an area that kind of like slopes down the other side of the compound, and water is usually what drains out of it. In fact, there's a build in the mud and a slight like almost like stream like divot in the ground, and water is currently running through it because of the rain.
And the space between the bars is too thin for us to get through normally.
Yes, it's just thin enough that it would be difficult for any of you to climb through them. You could try to do it without any help, but like if you fucked up enough, you feel like you'd probably get stuck because there's quite a few bars.
My invocation magic could get us through these bars. Do we think it is worth it?
I don't think so right now.
Perhaps we continue on. Are there other ways to go from here?
Yeah, you can keep following this wall along to like continue checking the perimeter and wrap around for sure. This is just in the center of the left wall, and it was something you guys noticed. The next thing you noticed passing the well.
Okay.
Continuing to like finish into the corner before like continuing to loop clockwise along the compound, you do find the watchtower on this side's double doors appear to be intact and closed. That's all you can tell by just like scanning them as you walk by.
Can I quickly go up and check if they're locked?
You just want to like walk up and try to turn the handle.
Yeah, just see if it's unlocked or not.
It's unlocked.
Do you want to check in the watchtower?
Suppose it's worth a look.
I'll do my best to be sneaky. Open the door and take a peek inside.
All right, go and make awareness checks as you guys peek inside.
Ten.
14.
Okay. Looking inside, you guys see about a 60-foot flat space with a similar staircase that starts to wind upwards. You also see huddled together on the floor two forms. One slumped back against the wall with the other one kind of resting in their chest. The one that's behind them, their arms kind of like wrapped around them. They are also in like the old school like worker jumpsuits.
They look like they're moving at all.
No. They're both just resting, heads slouched. Hex. One thing that you would definitely notice about these two still corpses is that they still have flesh, despite the fact that they're in the older uniforms.
That's right. Okay.
Which you have seen other things that had flesh while in the older uniforms, but they were things that were attacking you.
I'll point that out.
Do you think they died just waiting here?
Perhaps. It's hard to say, though I suppose we could get the answer directly from them if needed.
Could give us some useful information, at least about the compound.
Indeed it could. It will take me some time to prepare the spell, but if thou believes it is worth it, I will begin.
Have you guys gotten closer to the bodies? Or are you still like standing in the doorway?
I was thinking we were still in the doorway.
What'd you say, Chris?
I was thinking we were still in the doorway.
Okay.
Yeah, just observing.
You would notice to the side of them is an open weapons locker that appears to be empty, other than a couple like light range clips that are on the base of it, and then just underneath the steps, there's actually like a foot locker that is closed, just underneath like the start of the steps, winding up, like tucked in.
Well, let's see if they actually are dead first, I suppose.
What was that? You cut out a little bit for me.
Let's see if they actually are dead first.
Perhaps for the best. I'll start moving closer.
As we're getting closer, I'll shine the light directly at them.
Sure. As you shine the light at them, they both are still slumped. You can tell that this is a Leonti male holding a Leonti female, and clutched in the female's hand appears to be a portable cassette player.
Hey, and would you look at that?
Yes, it seems this one has just what we need.
As we get a little closer, I'll purposefully make a little bit of extra noise.
Sure. You're like
Walking
stomping
forward.
on the ground.
Not super loud, but definitely louder than normal.
Sure. You do a couple stomps as loud as you feel like you should, and you hear a... The body that's on top gets pushed kind of lifelessly to the side as the male slowly starts to rise off the ground towards both of you.
Is that the one that had the cassette player?
Nope.
Okay, that's the other one.
The cassette player is still gripped in the other one's hands, but she's like, her corpse is like slumped into the ground now.
So she is not moved at all then.
Nope. In fact, you would notice that she has a head wound. Looks like another bullet hole.
Gotcha. Well, it looks like we have somebody to deal with.
Indeed we do.
I'm gonna throw my blades out.
Sure. Do you feel like Phoenix from StarCraft 2 every time you do that?
Yes.
Nice. Good.
I don't know
That's
if
what I
it's
like to
gonna
hear.
help. I can't remember how these...
Or not Phoenix. Who is it? Fuck.
It's
Phoenix was in 1. Well, Phoenix was in 2 also, wasn't he?
I think so.
Spoilers.
Is one of the zealots.
Yeah. The one that's in Heroes of the Storm.
Artanis.
Yes, Artan. Just my highest level character in Heroes of the Storm. I don't know his name. Anyways, Shane, what were you gonna ask? I apologize.
No, I was just gonna say I'm gonna obscuring mist to make Creek invisible as he like goes in, just to hopefully get a jump on this thing. I don't know. I don't remember how this worked with these guys before. if it actually like
Okay.
the invisibility helped or not, but we'll try it.
Okay, sure. It kind of and it stops for a moment as it finishes getting to its feet, and then it turns towards you instead of Creek. Creek, you're rushing in with the blades. Go ahead and make 2 attack rolls for me.
Yeah. Main hand and offhand.
The first one is a partial, and the second one is a direct hit.
Second one is a crit.
Oh, I apologize. Yes, it's a direct hit.
Are natural ones on attack rolls not automatically misses?
Oh,
the
shit,
first
is the
one's a
first
nat
one?
one.
All right, you just get the second one. Roll with your crit. I'm pretty sure that'll be enough, anyways. Alright,
That's 13 plasma.
You kind of stumble a little bit off the second body, and you swing through the air, but you manage to recover your stance and swing back up with the other blade, and you slice one of its arms and its head clean off as the body kind of like hesitates and falls to the ground again for that like that kind of like temporary stunning that they go through.
As soon as it hits the ground, I'm cutting it into little pieces.
Sure.
So even if when it does come back, it can't really do anything.
As he does that, I'll start moving over towards the other one.
Okay, sure. The other one is remained still as he starts to take it apart. You would also notice that there's a weapons locker and a foot locker in this room. If that could like definitely like store the body if you're worried about it rising, just to let you know.
It's probably a good call.
Are you gonna pull the? Are you gonna try to get the tape player?
I'm gonna take out my athame and I'm gonna put it to the neck. And I'll make like a small cut just to see if it reacts.
No reaction.
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep my dagger at its neck, like with the point on it. And I'll try to take the cassette player.
Sure. Pulling the cassette player, you're able to do it, but it's pretty difficult because of like the hands
grip.
Yeah, the death grip. But you do manage to pull it free. Turning it on its sides and examining it, you notice that there is a tape already inside of it. But it looks like that the battery cover has been broken off and there's no batteries in it.
Quest continues.
One little piece at a time.
I'll just kind of look at it and I'll look up at Creek and say, I believe this device may be used for that cassette tape we found earlier. It does appear to have one inside of it already, though there is no power source currently. Is there a label on the tape?
Yes, there is. It doesn't have like a memo numbering or a date. But it is scrawled on it kind of messily in Leonti. You also notice that it's not like Sharpie marker like the other one. It's like a ballpoint pen, but scrawled on the little like label. It says last words.
Ooh.
Well, our friends can probably figure out how to make that work.
Yes, indeed. I find it rather odd that this device has had its batteries removed. I can't imagine these two would leave behind a tape of their last words and remove the only way for the device to power itself. My best guess is that someone either scavenged it, or scavenged the batteries, or someone had more ill intent and did not wish for anyone else to hear these words.
Well, perhaps we see if you can speak with this one.
Suppose I could. I'll start taking out like various spell components and things and sit on the ground in front of them.
I would
10-minute cast.
Yes.
I would check the. Say there's a footlocker, and there was something under a weapons locker.
So the weapons locker in the room is open, and you can see 2 pistol like ammo clips, like light ammo clips, like on the base of it. But the actual weapons racks have all been emptied.
Okay. I'll take the 2 clips.
Sorry, 1 second. Okay. You've grabbed the 2 clips, and then you want to go over to the footlocker.
Yeah, and try and open that up.
Okay. It is shut by a padlock. As you move closer to it and you give it a couple pulls, the top of the footlocker does like bump and move from the inside.
I'm gonna not open it.
Sure.
And then just keep watch by the door, waiting for Hicks.
Other question. Would I be able to use rapid linguistics to understand Old Gaian?
I think so.
Okay.
This corpse is Leonti.
I know. But
Curious about specific dialects.
well, there's an empowerment for grave whispers, which I can't do because I can't do something at 4th level, but that allows you to basically, like, if there's a language differential between you and the creature you're talking to, you can fix that. So I'm just trying to cover my bases here, just in case for some reason speaking Leonti doesn't work or telepathically.
Sure. Yeah.
But I can do rapid linguistics after I finish casting this. But I would do that on Old Gaian if I could.
Okay. All right.
Oh, that's long. But yeah, so once I finish casting,
So are you like propping her up and stuff?
yeah, I'd probably prop her up.
So the head kind of lolls back, and you spend the 10 minutes. 10 minutes casting it. The dead eyes kind of like open, and the mouth sags. Yeah. Markov. Where is Markov?
I'll say Markov has passed on.
Yes. I remember now. Just before I finished things.
What is it that you finished?
She looks at you with the same dead eyes, her face kind of shifting, and she slowly raises the fingers to her head. Didn't want to turn. Only way is to die before you're infected.
I see. What is your name and where did you work? What did you do?
I'm Neva. N-E-V-A, by the way. I worked... Her eyes kind of linger on you. I worked for the facility.
What work did you do for the facility when this event occurred?
I was a site caretaker. I helped run the compound, organized the workers. I never went in the bunker.
What exactly happened here?
I don't... Fodder. Everyone who worked the site above ground was fodder. None of us were told what was below. But something spread. Something we couldn't stop. Some kind of dark magic. Killing and raising, like necromancy. We only found one way to stop them. Separate the heads far enough from the bodies, and at least the bodies go inert. We burned what we could anyways. That also seems to work. Takes a long time. When they're coming for you, though. So... She raises a shaky finger and she points towards the footlocker. We just separated them. Put them in the towers. You only need a few dozen feet for the bodies to stop moving. Easier to pile when they're not clawing at you.
Am I able to hear this?
I think so. I think the corpse only acknowledges the caster, though, right?
Yeah, it only responds to me, though it's capable of perceiving its surroundings out to 30 feet. But I guess it depends on what language it's speaking.
It's speaking Leonti. You would notice things about the dialect that are pretty old. It's kind of like the dialect of Leonti you probably like to speak because you like to talk like a Shakespeare play all the time.
Yeah, I've been messing that up this session.
You're fine. You kind of drove back from Mount Laguna and already had a meeting today.
That is true.
So I can hear it, but I don't understand Leonti.
Yeah,
so I
you
don't know what's
understand them, but you can tell that there's a conversation being had.
Would I be able to relate or translate what she's saying telepathically back to Creek, like after
Yeah.
she says it? Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Creek can't respond to your telepathy, but he'll at least have better context, and you'll be able to like tell her if you want her to.
That would be my purpose.
It's okay. You've still got a bit.
Well, if I could hear the comments about the heads, I would go over to where I sliced up the other one and just start nudging the head away from the body pits.
Sure. It would also probably make you think back to the duffel bag that was in the tower top. That was moving around. And the head in the glove compartment of the Jeep, possibly.
Does make sense. Any idea where this dark magic originated? Or why?
The eyes will get more lifelike than they were before for just a moment. A flash of emotion, kind of a disparaging anger. Below the bunker, whatever they were looking at inside, it's their fault. A lot of good, innocent people dying. And the facility never even sent help.
You want to ask her if she knows how the power works here?
Make a history check really quick, too.
Yeah, I'll ask her then.
Hex, if this Leonti was in fact from the same time period as the the structures and technology of this black site, it means that this Leonti is saying that the facility existed before most species even knew about each other. There was probably some contact between species through like magical travel before the Galactic Union was actually formed in different like occurrences and stuff, but it definitely means that the facility and like the entity that operates it is very old. Like very, very old. It's been over 800 years since AGU started, and this would be like before that calendar even began.
Yikes. I'm trying to think of other things that we should ask her.
How about the power?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I asked her about the power. That's right.
She'll look to you, and you'll see a flash again of emotion, that sadness. Mark, if he worked on the team, the maintenance team, I just kept things organized like a secretary. I know that he had a locker where he kept some things he didn't want others touching, more like a walk-in. It was at the back of the maintenance building. He used to she almost chuckles, but it's hollow through the holes in her neck. He used to push a cabinet in front of it so others wouldn't scrounge his supplies.
Do you recall... Listen. Oh, go ahead.
She's going to say, listen, this is important. I remember this. There was a security officer, just one, that left the bunker. The workers were so angry at the loss that none of them had come out to help when the walls were beset. They beat him. They dropped him down the well. He could have a way inside. But you should just run. You shouldn't be here. This is cursed land.
Do you recall experiencing any strange weather phenomena?
She looks at you and nods slowly. There was a night that started early and wouldn't seem to end. Some of the workers took it as a sign and left immediately. But the researchers, well, our employers, they told us to stand fast. It would be over. And then it started to rain. The sky cried, tears that tasted like iron. And it didn't stop. That's when we all started getting sick. 2, 3 days at the most before the shivers and the cough would set in. Throats would get sore and fevers would rise, no matter how cold you felt, no matter how cold your limbs were, your head on fire, until eventually your spirit gave out, like my poor Markeith. And they started to rise and take the others like cattle, like food. The corpse kind of lets out these airy sobs as its head kind of like slumps and its neck like cracks at the rot slightly, but she doesn't really seem to notice.
Was any research done on this rain or where it might have originated?
They told us just before, maybe just a few hours before the first of us that died started to rise and attack others. They told us that they told us they would figure it out, that they were researching, but she shakes her head. Then they went back inside the bunker, and none came out until the security guard. We didn't even have a chance to learn from him before the angrier survivors attacked him.
Was the research being conducted inside the bunker?
Yes. I don't know how or what. None of us were permitted to know. But that was where they always were, unless they had to come out.
She said the bunker... Wait, no. She said that key card is what went to the bunker, right? Do I have that right?
She said that he would have a way in. She didn't specifically
Yeah.
say the card would do it. You did notice a key.
Yes. Okay.
You could ask her. I think you've got a question or two more.
The one who fell down, or the one who was pushed into the well? The one who was in the well.
She said they attacked him and dumped him in the well. So yeah, pushed would work.
Yeah. The one who was thrown into the well. This way in that they have. Is this perhaps a key of some kind?
There was a key card, but that was only part of it. The technology was very advanced. I didn't quite understand it. It scanned his hand, his eye.
I can't think of any other questions. I'll look to Creek and telepathically I'll say, anything else we can ask of her before I let her go?
I think you've got 2 more questions.
Okay.
It's a lot better than a 3-question limit. Hey, make another mechanics for me over there.
23.
Okay.
Does she know of any secret passages in or out of the compound?
I'll relay that. I don't think I can word that better.
A few of the smaller workers climbed out the wall grate. There was a rumor that the bunker had its own form of escape, but I guess we were too lowly to have access to that if it was real.
If you have nothing else, perhaps if she knows of any large-scale weapons that might be of aid to us here.
I'll turn to her. Do you know of any stored weaponry? An armory, perhaps? Also, where's that music coming from?
Right? It just got like much less languishy and more like combat-y. She'll groan. I assure you, if there was anything that was actually useful in solving this problem, it was hoarded inside the bunker while we were left to die. I'm sorry, I don't know more.
Your assistance has been greatly appreciated.
She'll just give you kind of that blank stare.
I hope that thou finds the rest thou needs.
I'm gonna let her go.
Yeah. As I let it go, I'll like move forward and like close her eyes.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll pick up the cassette player and look to Creek and say, "It seems our answers lie within that bunker, and within the man in the well. Seems we need not only his key card, but other parts of his body as well. We may need some assistance retrieving him from his
Yes.
slumber."
I don't think I'm fit to pull them out by myself right now.
The problem is that it was too heavy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The crank is designed to like offset weight, so it could help if you guys don't find another way, but you need to find like the crank handle because it's missing.
Oh, right. Well, where should we start?
Well, I think we finish our walk around the yard, then meet up with the others.
Indeed. I guess we leave and continue.
As the two of you, did you guys want to go to the top of the watchtower before you left? Or are you good? Just technically, that's the space in the watchtower you haven't explored.
Is that the same one that Sparks got up at the top?
No, that watchtower was like out on the road, like away from the walls, like by the river. These watchtowers are similar, but they're larger. But they have the same like rounding steps upwards.
That's probably a good idea to check up there.
Yeah. Is there an easy way up?
Yeah, you can just head up the steps. It's
Oh, okay.
It's about 70 feet up on these ones, but
Okay. Yeah, we can check that out.
we're gonna cut away from you guys as you're making your way up the steps to the hatch. Back to you. As you roll that, it was a 23, Sparks. Shade kind of smiles at you approvingly as the board starts to come online, and the two of you flip through the board, and he points to the.
Back? I thought he left.
Oh yeah, I apologize. He was outside looking around, so he's not immediately there. As you start to look through the board, go and make a computers check for me. You do have severity because it's all in Leoti.
Makes sense. God, I have no ranks in that shit. Not too bad. Okay. 14 minus 3, 11.
Okay. You do manage to get to what you believe to be like the dish controls, and based upon what you've got in front of you, you do think you could begin trying to hook up like a way for you to basically use your PC siphon this signal to try to boost it if you want to. It's just going to require more setup time.
Do I think that there's? Do I think I have enough power right now to do it, or that we would still need to finish getting the power grid online?
If you solely focus on using this board to boost the signal, then you're confident that you can do it. But you're
anything else.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to like basically sacrifice this board until you take it apart again. If it does have other functions you can discover, which you're not sure about because of the language barrier. You kind of really need Hex to help you with this, actually.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait.
Okay.
To do that until I can either know more about the functionality, the base functionality of it, or not have to sacrifice everything else for it.
Sure. We're gonna cut back to you two as you push open the hatch. You push open the hatch and you step out onto the top of the watchtower. Its circular space is pretty much empty. You don't see anything except like a small like cot that has a curled skeleton on it. Like somebody came up here and shut the hatch and curled up and never came down again. And as the two of you are up in this high watchtower, go ahead and make a awareness check.
-1.
12.
Okay. Hex, as you watch Creek stare out in one direction, you turn back towards the gate and you look past it over the trees. And in the distance, you see a shake. And then you hear a crack. And one of the trees higher up in the canopy slumps down into the forest.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll point that out to Creek.
Creek, you kind of walk across the watchtower and you look out in that direction. And then there's another loud, resounding boom through the forest. And another tree. And this shake in the canopy kind of continues to tremble.
Did it sound like a crack of an explosion?
No,
Or
it sounded
just
more
like
like
the tree?
it sounded more like the tree splitting and falling.
Are those trees just falling, or is somebody making them fall?
I imagine it is either a larger one of these undead, or perhaps a survivor looking for materials with which to build shelter. My gut tells me it is the former.
Another tree along the canopy splits and falls.
Are the trees getting closer to us? Or is it just...
They're getting closer to the site.
Okay. Well, it certainly looks like it's getting closer, whatever it is. I think we should tell the others and be prepared.
Perhaps we should. Our comms are working, yeah?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, I'll get on the comms and say, it seems there is something large in the forest outside. It is removing trees. And it is on its way to the site. Suggest that whatever our plan is, we do it quickly.
You hear a click, and then you hear Deadshot say, "All right, I'm gonna tell Dyson to wait on a door open test. Yeah."
Is this the same door that we think the key card goes to?
No, Dyson was trying to test and see if the main gate could be opened and shut,
Oh, okay.
so that you guys could get in and out without having to climb over the razor wire, or have to wait a minute while you're ferried by jetpack over.
I think our current best plan is to get inside the bunker. The source of all of this is within.
I'm gonna tell Dyson to wrap it up, and we're gonna meet you guys at that radio tower.
Yes, we need somebody here who can speak Leonti. I can't read this shit.
I believe I may be of some help with that.
Then Hex, you help translating. I'm going to need, well, just more people over at the well. It's left of the gate. We need to get something out of it.
Dyson and I will meet you there. You hear Dyson at the background of his comm say, "You realize I'm like really weak, right?" And then his headset just cuts. All right, so you're going to meet Josh.
Yes.
At the comm building, and you're going to the back to the well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. As you guys,
where the comms. Shit, have you made any progress with finding a power source?
no response.
Shade is dead.
Yep, he's a zombie now. That's what he gets for missing 2 weeks in a row.
Should have shot him.
As you guys split up, sorry, what else were you going to say, Sparks?
I was going to say,
did you do that on open comm, or did you just comm him?
No, I just conned him.
Okay. So you guys,
or I don't know if is it like a group comm?
It depends on how you guys want it to be. You can probably do it either way.
I assume we were all just on like the same comm channel, so that everybody can hear everything. So I just sent it over that.
So all of you guys would have heard.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was just gonna say I'm gonna like stand up from underneath this shit that I'm working on, and Shay's just gonna be like standing there, just staring at me, and I'm gonna hear him moan.
Oh god, he's undead, but he still knows how to use it.
As you guys split across the compound and the trees in the distance, the cracking trees slowly get closer. I think we're gonna stop for tonight, in the hopes that we finally have a full party again next week before shit gets crazy. I mean, it's gonna be totally fine.
I mean, everything seems fine.
Hey,
everything seems fine.
Hey, I'm a Novian. I can totally squeeze through those bars and make an escape if I need to.
Yeah. At the very worst, you're gonna get out of this alive, and that's all that matters, Shane.
Exactly. And I'm the only one infected, so it's great.
I'm gonna laugh when this arc ends and we move on to another facility cycle group, and Dyson and Creek are still the only characters that have persisted somehow. It'd be hilarious.